Welcome to the first ever episode of Sports with Andy podcast. Now, just a quick little breakdown. I mainly talk football, but from time to time, I will throw in major events. McGregor return potentially next year, like major UFC fights, boxing. Canelo and Crawford that just happened. Major college sports, baseball, basketball, but mostly football. And that's what I wanted to clarify before starting this episode. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So, Thursday night football. The Packers, they look good. Now, keep in mind, I want everyone to know I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Bears fan at heart. But I will not lie. The Packers look really good. Could be just hype because of the acquisition of Micah Parsons. Potentially, yeah. It could be for sure. But if they continue to keep this up, I think they could be a serious contender in the NFC. Again, being a Bears fan, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that one bit. But truth be told, I got to be honest. And the Packers look really, really good. And it's scary because the NFC isn't as strong as it could be. You have the Rams. The Lions looked good on Sunday. You have the Eagles. The Commanders are usually there, but the Packers annihilated them. So we got to see how they will be. And Jane Daniels just got hurt. So will that affect him long term for the rest of the season come playoff time? Maybe. No one's healthy by the time playoffs come. If you're in the playoffs, majority of the time your team is hurt, which is unfortunate, but it's true. But yeah, people had Jordan Love for MVP this year. They don't have Christian Watson, which is a major hit, but the other receivers have been stepping up, and they have been really, really helping out Jordan Love. So will we see the Packers in the NFC Championship at least? I'd say right now it's 50-50. They have to keep up the hype. They have to keep up the momentum. But all in all, I think it could be really, really interesting come playoff time. Now, this is a game that I've been wanting to talk about. Excuse me. The Cowboys. The Cowboys and the Giants. That game had me exhausted just watching it. When Russell threw that touchdown with 25 seconds left, I was like, oh, that is a kick to the heart for Dallas. In Dallas, none the least. But after the Cowboys went down the field and Aubrey kicked a 64-yard field goal. Keep in mind, I didn't know this. He used to play soccer. He used to play in the MLS. So we all knew, or people who knew that, I should say, knew he had a leg. But his accuracy from 50-plus yards is insanely good. It's honestly scary. We saw Jacksonville kicker hit a 70-yarder. It was preseason. I get that, but even that's insane. These kickers are evolving right before our eyes. And the scary thing is that 64-yard kick could have easily been 70 yards. There was a lot of room left over, for sure. But the Cowboys came away with the win, and it was much needed. I can only imagine what would happen if they started 0-2 on the year, because Cowboys fans would definitely have been talking. Another game I want to get into is the Eagles and the Chiefs. Now, I have no problem with the tush push. I really don't. But I feel like every time that play is ran, there's a false start. The offensive line moves before the ball is even snapped, which gives them an advantage to push the defensive line forward. If you're asking me, I truly think that the tush push saved the Eagles from losing to the Chiefs. If there's no tush push, I think the Chiefs win and they redeem a week 1 loss. But here we are, the Chiefs sitting 0-2, and the Eagles are sitting 2-0. Like I said, you can go back and forth with that however you want it, but I think that the Chiefs would have beat the Eagles, if there was no tush push. As Mahomes, you give him the ball with under 2 minutes left, or maybe 2 minutes and some change, and there's probably an 85% chance he goes down to score, or at least gets him in the field goal range for Harrison Butker to attempt a field goal. So, I mean, I'm not really sure how the tush push will play out. Obviously, the NFL thinks it's okay, but for the fans of Kansas City right now, it can't be too well, because I know if I was a fan of the Chiefs, I would be furious, truly. Now, let's talk about the Bears. Yeah, we're 0-2. I'm not losing faith whatsoever. But we can't start 0-2. We should be 1-1 at least. You know, both games. We drove down on Minnesota first drive, looked insane. I was ready to book a ticket to Super Bowl 60 to see the Bears, if I'm being honest. Like, we looked really good. We looked good the first half. And then I don't know if we got tired or what, but they were just understanding our defense really well. And we blew that lead, and it's honestly frustrating because it was 17-6, and we were looking really good. J.J. McCarthy had the stats of like a first quarter, you know, pretty much the whole game up until the fourth, and it was depressing, you know. And you can blame Caleb some, but that defense also needs to step up. But week 2, yeah, I'm not sure what that was. Again, we drove down the field. Rome Odunze looked good. Caleb looked good to start, and then we just fell into a hole. Like, I'm not sure what happened. Again, it's the Lions. I know they wanted a vengeance against their former offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, but to let 52 points, and there was news say that Jalen Johnson may be out for a while, if not the whole season, with groin surgery. Like, that's not looking promising for us at all. It's really not. It's depressing, but I'm not losing hope. I feel like we play every game tight and close, aside from against the Lions yesterday. But I think that with, over time, that we'll be fine. We just have to get used to actual gameplay instead of off season. But that's my take. It's sad to talk about, but I expect the Bears in every week, every episode. And to end up the episode, I want to give you my predictions for Monday Night Football. I have Baker Mayfield throwing 2 touchdowns and a win over the Texans on the road. And I have Justin Herbert and the Chargers beating the Raiders in a close one. I feel like these games are usually kind of iffy, hit or miss. But those are my predictions. I like the Buccaneers. I respect their team a lot. I like Baker. I think what he's doing in Tampa Bay with all the teams he jumped around after Cleveland, I think he's doing a tremendous job. He got his money for what he's worth. And I think the Buccaneers could be good. I think they will be good. I think they'll win the division again and maybe even win a playoff game or two come January. And then for the Chargers, they look pretty good against the Chiefs. And you can't say, the Chiefs look bad, travel. The Chargers traveled also. It's not, they don't play in Brazil, But I think that the Raiders, they'll make some noise. I'm not saying they'll be fighting for a playoff spot, but they'll keep games close. They'll definitely worry teams, especially with Pete Carroll at the helm. He's an amazing coach, and I think that he will turn that team in the right direction. And I think the Chargers are, I wouldn't say a lock for the playoffs, and you can honestly make a case already, and they haven't played week 2 yet. But that's going to do it for week 2 of Sports with Andy. I'm going to drop an episode tomorrow with my reactions to Monday Night Football. I hope you guys enjoy the games tonight. Take care. If you liked the video, drop a like, comment your favorite team and your Super Bowl prediction, and hit that subscribe button. Take it easy, guys.